Hello.
Hello.
Wow, welcome back, everyone. This is the NgoVo Convo podcast. I'm Veronica, and I'm joined by Harrison. He's over there.
Thinking about frogs.
Wow, okay. Getting right into it, I see.
Into what? What are you talking about?
Wow. But we're both just here wanting an excuse to talk about anything that entertains us. The two of us. Really.
Two of us, yes.
Yeah. It's actually, we're trying to clean up our never-ending backlog, which is sort of happening.
We're keeping up.
Yeah, we're keeping up. Keeping up with everything. Some things. But some would say it's two people conversing.
Oh, like NgoVo Convo, NgoVo Convo, spelled right above my head, right over there.
Wow, Harrison. What was it? Gen Zeta? They do this. No, they do this.
Yes.
Which I don't understand. It's fine.
You're old.
I know. I'm like, what are we doing? But you can watch every episode on YouTube or listen to it as a podcast by searching NgoVo Convo on your podcast service of choice. And this video is sponsored by Olipop, but more on that later. Today we're talking about Apothecary Diaries, season 2.
Talking about frogs.
We're talking about frogs, as Harrison has said. So if you haven't finished the season, it's 24 episodes. It just ended, last weekend, as of recording. So, 4th of July. So go watch that. Take a couple days off. Watch it over the weekend. Come back to this video. You know the drill.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we'll get into, some non-spoiler thoughts. I think it's been a year apart between season 1 and 2.
Yeah,
or maybe
roughly.
a year and a half, about roughly.
Roughly, yeah.
Yeah. So Harrison, any non-spoiler thoughts when you went into season 2?
So every time for Apothecary, I have no idea what's going on, as in the sense of I just always look for. I just at base want some good mystery, low-key detective work, and then just the ships.
Yeah, and the comedic relief sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, and I will always dog on Harrison for not watching this in the first place. And you know what? I'll keep this up.
Yeah.
Just saying. Shaming you times 2. No, I'm just kidding.
Man.
But your wife does read this, so she was kind of catching for our reactions at certain parts of the season.
So the best part was she only read up to possibly the last 2 episodes.
Oh, okay. But she knew everything going into it.
But she knew everything up to that point, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she was trying to catch our reactions for everything. Mm-hmm. It was pretty funny.
Yeah. And I think the one thing I want to always just give praise for this show is that it feels episodic, but then not at the same time.
Yeah.
It feels episodic, but then as you watch, you start realizing, it does connect everything to the main overarching plot still, right?
And you know what? They disguise the detective work and the overarching arc of the season pretty well. Because you couldn't tell, especially in season 2, you really couldn't tell where this was going. I didn't want to spoil or anything, but I'm like, oh wow, we're halfway through the season and what just happened?
Yep.
And then you just have to remember this is kind of ancient time, back in the day when emperors were still existing in the Chinese world. So I was like, oh, got it. And then just the one thing that always gets me is the family tree. I mean, we'll get into it some more, but I was just so this and this.
But that's what this season was really good. It actually started finally revealing more or confirming more and then tying things back more. It is. I will say after the season, I know there's more, and I don't know. I don't know what else can go. What else they can do.
There will be a season 3.
Yes. Off the bat. Yeah.
I read somewhere that they'll dive into the light novels instead for 3.
Because I think at this point, according to my wife too, like it seems like they've pretty much almost caught up to the manga, which the manga is also referencing the light novel already anyway.
Light novels, yeah.
So this is more for plot points at this point, like at where we're gonna be. So that's gonna be good.
Yeah, and it's such a bright anime for having like dark themes. I was like, oh, this is so pretty. And then they start talking, I'm like, oh, this is not pretty.
Yeah.
And as usual, I love the chibis. The chibis are the best. Especially Mao Mao's. She's just such an interesting character. She's so funny.
Oh, and then we got so much more. There's so many more twists this second half of the season. I can't wait to like go into detail.
Yeah.
Overall, again, I think this, if someone hasn't watched this at this point, it's one of those animes I really do recommend. And I think the big turnoff is just like some people just assume it's like a romance like shoujo type deal, which again,
it's not.
Guilty as charged, 100%. But it's really good.
It's not, but it also is.
Yeah, they just do such a good job in like combining like the mysteries of like whatever's going on, along with like even just social politics, right? At that point too, and it just weaves everything so well. And I think this season just kept going. It just did more with about the same effort, actually. Like it's not like they did anything different. They just got to do more, and they gave more of like what we like from season 1.
Yeah, and this was a 24 episode season, so it stretched from like January to basically July, the beginning of July.
Yeah.
So it was pretty long season for them. No, but I agree with everything you said. I'm so excited that there's going to be a season 3, but I keep wanting to spoil myself. So I'm like, no, hold off, Veronica.
Yeah.
Because before we talk about our spoiler thoughts, we're going to take a quick break to talk about our sponsor. This episode is sponsored by Olipop, the soda your gut will thank you for. Yes, I'm talking to you, all of you. All right, have you ever missed that classic soda pop feeling? You know, the fizz, the flavor, but without the sugar crash and the guilt trip? Yeah, me too, you too, Harrison too? All of us. That's why I'm introducing to you Olipop, the soda that's bursting with flavor and good for you too. I actually have my favorite one here, strawberry vanilla. But the other weird one that I enjoyed was banana cream. I know, it's weird, super weird, but this is my favorite. Number 1, because it only has 3 grams of sugar per can, plus it has 9 grams of prebiotic fiber. And you know what you need with fiber? To use the restroom. Hee. But yeah, that means that you're going to have a happy and healthy gut with every sip. And it looks like that they took everything we loved about classic soda and upgraded to a modern, healthy conscience person. Like you, like me, like Harrison. My co-partner. My co-host that's not here right now. So ditch the compromise and experience the soda revolution for yourself. Don't forget to use our promo code NgoVo15 NgoVo15 to get 15% off your first order on drinkolipop.com. And we're back. Wow. Hopefully you got your sip. Sipping. Sips in.
Because you know.
Thirsty. But Harrison, let's just get right into it with some stuff. I know you said the frog portion. You just wanted to go straight into that. So I'll just start off with that.
What? Oh,
I wasn't expecting... Here's the thing. I know Mao Mao is really smart, but she wants to be like dumbed down, because I think during this era, like if you know too much, you'll just get yourself killed. At this time and day of like where they're at. So I got that she didn't want to figure it out. But I feel like every time she had like an internal thought, it was just like, what is he? Why is he cute? Why is he pretty? Like, I was like, Mal, think for yourself.
I think it's more like, so I think it's, I also had the same, not really complaints, but I had the same like exacerbations whenever it came up, where I'm like, oh my God, why can't she just
like accept it?
And she's so smart. But they've actually addressed that throughout like the whole series, like in a sense of she's smart, but she is honestly only smart in things that she cares about. Not saying that she's dumb in other aspects, but she just doesn't. If she has no interest, she won't put the effort. Is really what it is, right? Yeah. But she's smart. It's like, remember she had to take like the exam from last season where it was like I forgot what it was called all of a sudden, but essentially you take that exam, then she could take on that job if needed, but she failed it.
Yeah.
But it should have been easy, because even Jinshi was like, it just would be easy for you. Nope. So even here, it's like all the signs are there, but I think it's also like her dad. It just continues to show like her dad is the one that like kind of conditioned and like trained her to not, go too far, and not based on what you don't want.
Her adopted dad.
Yeah, her adopted dad. Yes, sorry. Yes. Her adopted dad essentially just made sure like she didn't like jump to conclusions.
Yeah. But I thought like going up to the frog scene, I was like, she should. Because as an audience, who he is, Jinsu is. Like, he's part of like the hierarchy in this era. But it's just so funny. And I was just like, I did not read Apothecary Diaries, so I was like, what's gonna happen? Like, they're just, two teenagers getting stuck somewhere. Because if you really think about it, they are around the same age, I think, if I remember correctly.
So that's the other thing. It got confirmed that, I think last season too, but it just further confirms, like, if you notice, like, she's technically, I think, 16?
16.
And then he's 18.
But
Jinshi, the Jinshi character is like 22, 24.
Yeah.
In his 20s. Like
23.
Which is why, again, she does these things where she's like, he's kind of acting weird, but he's like older. But he's kind of acting a bit younger.
Like he's acting like a teenager.
Yeah. Which, it's like, well, that's weird. I don't get it.
Did you like that storyline of like the Western family coming over, and then the whole like gun and like...
So... Yeah, because it kind of weaved around
it weaved
and
itself
such, right?
into like the frog scene, really.
Yeah.
That people talked about for weeks.
Hold on, give me a second. Yeah. So I initially felt like it was kind of slow, but it was still interesting where they brought in like the Western, like the market and everything. Mm-hmm. But again, everything's connected. Should have known this by now.
I know.
So initially I was like, okay, this is kind of interesting. Like they kind of, because it was like the whole moon, like the twins were like interested. The twin daughters were having boys or something,
issues, right?
Yeah. But they were so...
Where it was like one was mirroring the twin so that the other twin could like sneak out or something.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Yeah. So. But it... Because that was the one with the moon fairy thing, right?
And it was also like the moon person, like dancer.
Yeah.
Princess dancer.
All that stuff, it was just funny to see like how it went, coming back to the season, that stuff was just like, it felt episodic. It just felt like they just kind of tied in random stuff. It's like, oh, this is how you solve this issue, blah, blah, blah. I think the coolest part of this, when it started getting really interesting again, was when they had to do the maze, right? Where you see Jinshi and the Emperor.
Oh, yes.
And it's like, oh, would you like to... And essentially go to like that one back building where he got to like kind of go through the maze and try to see if he could figure out how to get through.
Yes. That was really cool.
Yeah. And I think that moment was just really cool to bring out how they brought in the color blindness with the whole royal family thing. And it was just, again, political drama is what it's so good.
Even the Emperor was shipping them.
See, and that's what was really cool is you think the emperor is probably gonna be like this big jerk or something, right? Typically,
I know.
but he actually is acting like a big brother to like Jinshi, like nothing bad at all because he's just messing with them. He's like, oh, maybe he's like just messing with him. Oh, maybe I'll like add her to like as a. I think he said something like make her.
Yeah, he was like make her. Yeah, yeah.
As a joke, but I. And then the other one that was really crazy to the previous emperor. That whole
dude, that was just creepy. Because then it was just like Mao Mao and then her two friends were just like going on kind of this like, I don't want to say adventure, but like each episode in there, they were kind of just doing like their jobs, and then like Mao Mao was just like, she was making friends essentially in the. Because it was like Lin Shi, the little girl, the two buns.
Yeah.
And then Laolin.
Lulan. Now you're Lolan. No, dude,
I don't know.
It's like you said it, and I'm like, oh damn! It's just like
I know.
But
like
Shishui,
basically,
essentially. No, you think it's technically Shishui at that point?
Technically, but we know better.
You jumped.
No, but like it was just essentially kind of like that whole ordeal with the old emperor, and that was tied into the end so neatly. I was just like, oh, but it was creepy.
Yeah, but just them confirming like that he was actually just like a PDF.
Yes.
Like, but it again, they just went at it. I think even like the Jinshi's mother. Again, this is what you were talking about.
Yeah,
with the whole
I was talking about like the whole
like,
family tree.
Understanding who's actually what and all this point.
And Jinxi's mom is, what's her name? Something? I can't remember.
That one up. I didn't look it up, but I just know she was like the emperor.
One of the current emperor's concubine or old concubine.
No, so yes, the old ones. Yes.
The one that was like
Empress Consort
pregnant
or something
and
like
then
that?
like
yes.
Yeah.
It's.
Oh yeah, Adao. Adao.
No. You're thinking. Wait.
It is her, right? Because she was impersonating him.
So that's
during the dinner or something.
No, so hold on. I think
No,
because the whole thing when he remember like the whole painting section where it showed like the emperor
where
back
it
then.
Showed the emperor.
That is the lady that asked him. Yeah, the lady that asked Mao Mao to solve that case because she thought that there was a curse. It was not a curse, but that lady was Jinshi's mom. No.
Are we? And we're back.
Technical difficulties.
But we're gonna just talk about like family trees.
Yeah.
Stuff, which is where we kind of like stopped at earlier before the weather decided to cut Harrison's internet. We won't say anything about that.
Yeah. So, but you just did. Okay, but
as they can just skip over. But we were just talking about Jinshi's kind of like family tree.
And this is so you were right. You were saying Lady Ado is his mom. Biological mom. That's right. I forgot this is a whole thing last season.
Yes.
That they both they were both pregnant because Lady Anshi is the current emperor's wife.
And the previous emperor's wife. She's the previous. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. They both had kids, boys.
This is the whole thing. Yes, they were swapped.
And that's why Jinshi is like kind of like undercover.
She's the Empress Dowager. That's what it is. That's the title that I was thinking of.
Yeah. But honestly, Jinshi and Adao.
Yes.
They look very similar.
Yes.
There was one dinner where it was just like, I honestly couldn't tell until she took off the mask because it was like eyes only, and I was like, wow, why isn't he not talking?
Yeah. So, but yes, that's right. I forgot the babies. There was a baby switch, so then technically, Ado and Anchi swap babies.
And that's why Jinshi is like where he is.
Yes,
now.
That's what it was.
Undercover, kind of, Yeah. But yeah, I think Jinshi kind of had his full moment this entire season. It was like frog scene, and then it was just like almost got shot during that whole thing.
Yeah, the hunting party thing.
The whole hunting party, and then he had to pretend to be the little moon princess dance person as well.
The moon, yes.
that whole myth, and then he had his whole like, oh, Mao Mao got kidnapped, and now I have to reveal that I am the crown prince to everyone.
It was all again. It was a lot of
thing.
It was a build up to the reveal for Mao Mao in a sense, because we already had ideas about it. But as the audience, we were given like the confirmation several moments, right? Yeah. So it's really cool to see that.
No, I thoroughly enjoyed that.
Yeah,
Ship.
My absolute favorite moment though from the season.
Oh, I was just gonna ask you, what was your favorite moment or ship?
Wow.
Ship.
Ship's the main ship. There's no other ship. I know I said ships. I was like, no, actually, it was just
one ship.
Just the one ship that I love following. I'm on this boat. I'm ready to go. Full steam ahead. But let me make sure I get the So my favorite moment. Is when Jinshi's like, Mama got kidnapped, right? And everything.
Yeah.
Whole other plot point now, we're in a different village. We're like, what's going on here? Meanwhile, we flip back to the palace, and Jinshi's like trying to rally his brain how to handle this. Lakan just bursts into the room, absolutely upset, and he's like, what are you gonna do about this? And then we learned that he has a son or adoptive son,
yeah.
Who also acts. Well, okay, hold on. Again, this is where it's.
You and I are on the same wavelength.
Because he's also Lumen's, who is Mao Mao's adoptive father. That is his uncle.
Yes.
But Locken's actually Mao Mao's dad. So that's why it's like that whole. It's that whole again. Family tree's crazy in this anime. It's amazing.
But Mao Mao does not like her real dad.
Locken,
She's like, don't say his name. She's always like, don't say his name. Again,
biggest twist of that season. But I love that he comes in and his doting ass is like, save my daughter. What are you doing? Yeah. But I love that, again, the theme is really just like for Jinshi actually just fighting against having to take on the prince role. Mm-hmm. And he's just been trying to work ways as Jinshi, but not actually as, oh my god, his actual name. I can't remember all of a sudden, but it's fine. I'll search it up.
No, I don't remember. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just like I love that like Locken actually finally asks him as like the crown prince to save his daughter. Because he's like, you can do stuff with that role, not as Jinshi.
And you know what was so funny about that scene? The adopted son, this whole family is just full of like animals. Because his like little like chibi moment was like a wolf, I think, or a dog or something.
Yes. And
then there's Mao Mao, who's like the cat. And so I was just like, wow, this whole family is just so interesting. So smart in their own little way.
Yeah, it was Mao Mao is his biological, and then Lahan is his.
Lahan is
his adoptive son, but it's actually his nephew. Yeah.
Yeah. Lahan is really smart.
Yes.
But needs money every time. Every time they need to fix something.
No, the best part was like I think Lakan like heard that Mama got kidnapped and broke the door or something like that. Yeah,
broke the door and his back.
Yeah. So then Lahan like came in, he's like giving Jinshi the rundown of like, oh, I think this is what's happening. But in return, please excuse my father. And I'm like, oh, that was my favorite scene. For like how funny it was.
Oh my gosh, that was a really good one. Now I need to pick something else. You know what I really enjoy is how everyone ships Mao Mao and Jinshi in their own way. Like the concubines are like, oh, what are you doing here? Like,
more specifically, it's like Gyoko, right?
Gyoko, yeah. Yeah, she's like, you want to borrow her?
She's
or
such a
will I
pop
get her
star.
back? Or
She's so she goes in on the tea, and it's just hilarious.
and she did give birth to a boy at the end of the season.
The actual crown prince now.
The actual crown prince now. Yes, yes, yes. I'm just really sad that Mao Mao lost two of her friends. Because throughout the season, like, she was, like, you know, doing her business in the rear castle, rear area, whatever you want to call it. And, like, she kind of just befriended, you know, the two girls. And they were kind of just, like, the trio sprinkled in, you know, throughout the season.
Yeah.
So by the end of it, I was so sad that Mao Mao, like, did not have anyone.
No, and can we talk about? Yeah, they built up their friendship this season really well,
It was
and
done so well.
In a sense of like, I did not suspect or see Shishui as like Lolan, like at all.
No, that was a curveball for me.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That whole time, you just didn't think about it, right? You're just like, oh, and then on
but
top
now,
of
like,
that,
you could tell as you kind of like rethink the episodes. You're like, oh, why is she always hiding when Jinchi's around when she's a servant, or like, you know, why is she always like in like the background turned or something? So like, it was there.
See, I didn't notice that either. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. And then Suirei, I can't ever. Again, their names are similar on purpose because she did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Her whole lineage is also crazy. Also
God.
possibly linked to the emperor as well.
Yes.
Jeez, that's. But, dude, there's so much in this second half of the season that just kind of start rolling.
It kind of just blew up in the second.
It just kept going, right? Because then Shisui's is revealed to be Lolan, which again explains why Lolan never talks.
Yes. Yeah.
At all.
And that's why Shisui as the concubine was always like super flashy and like in the dark. You know, like her face was always like covered up some way, somehow. And all of her servants knew, which is so wild. I was like, oh, you guys just didn't want to say anything.
Well, no, because I think they were just, you know, they were paid to do that. And that's why all the servants kind of look the same too.
Yeah.
Right?
And their makeup
for Lolan?
too.
For Lolan, right?
For Lolan.
Because they could just take turns covering.
Switching, yeah.
Which I think, again, crazy.
That was genius. That was also genius.
No.
Because it's just like, how many days did she go just like walking around looking for like butterflies and stuff?
You never knew. And it's so cute because then you realize, oh, she's actually just a really like wholesome person.
Yeah.
But has a really messed up family. Or her mom's actually her mom's the main issue, really.
Her mom's crazy.
Yeah. The dad's actually you think he's crazy for letting this happen, but then you realize he's just actually low-key a really good person.
Yeah.
But all of this
I felt sad for them.
That family is like feels bad, honestly.
Yeah.
Because then you realize
it's a whole
how
messed up system.
We go from like the emperor's like this child, like, you know, that whole thing, and then you go to an abusive mother that's like actually kind of monsters with how she deals with her children too.
Yes.
It's just again, like you said, bright anime, dark tones.
Dark definitely. Themes. Yeah. No, but I was so sad for Mao Mao. I was like, why? Because one thing is like we know as an audience, Laolan is alive. Well and alive.
Yeah.
How did she survive that 5-story fall? I don't know.
And getting shot.
And getting shot. Yeah.
Multiple times.
Yes. How she survived the whole thing, I will never know. But I'm happy for her. It was a whole thing.
Again, there's moments like this where I was like, damn, it'd be cool if we could do each episode as a reveal. But then I also think about it, I was like, nah, it's okay.
That's okay. That's okay.
No, overall, it just shows like how many twists and turns this season had by the end, but still tied things together, right? It was just like the family. political drama family tree thing is like amazing.
I need like someone, or maybe I just need to sit down and just write out the family tree.
Someone probably has it online.
Someone has it online.
Honestly,
I need to look for it.
So.
Because all the names sound a little too similar, and I was like...
Yeah, because I think there's just a lot of, like, themes in this, in the sense of, like, there's just a lot of poisons and healings moments, right?
Yeah.
Like, and then they're trying to think of, like, the aging potions and all that stuff, which we talk about, like, there's that.
And then they were, like, inventing gunpowder for the gun.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, that's kind of, like, evolving for them there.
Yeah.
It was just all crazy.
And then I think it's just, there's just a lot of dynamics that go around a lot too. Like, you just have to kind of keep up. It's not too bad as you go, but once you think of big picture, there's just so much that goes on. Yeah. Yeah. The
key point is always think about the emperor and think about how the former emperor was linked to everyone.
Causing generational trauma.
Yes.
Which he also received.
No, yeah. It was just so crazy.
Oh, it's crazy. Yeah, so like you said, it's sad that like Mama technically lost her closest friends, but it's also like the first one actually got sold, that she's working for a different family, which is nice.
Yeah, so she left. So
the sad part is like they're separated, but they're all actually in a good spot technically. Yeah. Which then I was
Mama was back to her original spot.
Yeah. Because her dad went back to the palace.
Yeah, the palace, yeah.
So again, how things were wrapping up this season really feels defined, because even like Jinshi at the end got to act like himself.
Yes. Can we just talk about that ending?
I do.
Before we wrap it up. Squeal. Squeal for joy.
It's funny because, like you said, like you could tell how their relationship has evolved over the 2 seasons.
The whole
because now season. Like I think my wife mentioned, she's like, look at how she used to be back then. She's not like she's still like kind of like, ooh, like, oh, why are you doing this? But she's still like, but now in comparison, she like actually like has physical interactions and it's okay. Yeah. And it's okay. I think now it's because she understands like everyone's role in a sense.
Yeah. I'm a big shipper of Mao and Junshi.
Yeah.
Big shipper.
Yeah.
I just didn't want them to get interrupted. That's all.
He's gotten blocked multiple times, and he says it at the end too. He even says it at the end. Oh,
I was like, why can't they just kiss?
Again, the other sad part, there's so many sad things, but it is low-key a relatively happy ending where the kids, for instance, right? At the end, Lolon technically poisoned them, but you didn't think about how, you just thought, oh, poison them because they were going to die. But then it was in fact the revival potion.
It was like the medicine.
Yeah. But it was sad, like the last kid, the one that you got to know best, like got paralyzed on his left arm.
And he had amnesia too.
And amnesia. But it's sad because technically his whole mom situation is depressing too.
Oh, yeah.
Again, everything's sad, but they're also low-key happy by the end.
I know. I'm excited to see where this goes. I mean, I have no idea what else they can pull out of this. It's
weird.
I know.
But I am excited too. I'm always excited for what they could do next at this point.
No, same. That ship better sail by 3 or else.
Yeah.
I will have issues.
Yeah. Goodness.
Harrison, do you have anything else? Any other closing thoughts?
No, there's just so much we could have talked about. We probably missed a whole lot of stuff, honestly.
But we unpacked what we enjoyed.
Yes. Yeah.
But yeah. Thanks for tuning in. You can follow us on all of our socials at NgoVo Convo and NgoVo Convo. If you're on YouTube, comment down below what you enjoyed about season 2. What we missed, which is fine, because I'm sure we missed lots of stuff. You know, it's fine. It's fine. But like this video, smash that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit it from, how do you say it, Harrison?
Right to left.
Right to left.
It'll make sense.
Just do it. Yeah, it'll make sense. And we'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.